All right, let's get it. Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, giving all praises and glory to our mighty Abba. All right, Israel, so peep this. So while America kept everyone busy with train derailments, weather balloons, TikTok, Trump arrest fears, Hollywood spotlight hours, the latest and greatest on the MCU Marvel Comics movies, while Juanita, LaQuisha, Bontuiqua were entertaining you by shaking their asses right before your eyes. Now, while everyone was distracted with all this folly, something very amazing happened, Israel. And I mean amazing that very few people paid attention to. As a matter of fact, millions of people didn't even catch it. It went right over their heads because they were too blind to see it. That's right, Israel. The Chinese yuan just became the world dominant currency. Unbelievable. Now, this may not come to a surprise by the few, but for the millions, it's going to come as a huge cultural shock. There are as many as 41 countries that are supposed to be on board with this, all right, with this new Chinese currency that has now become the dominant currency of the world. Now, they're not saying nothing about this. No one's talking about it. None of the major news channels are broadcasting this. No one's talking about it. It's like it doesn't even exist. And now you wonder why, America is so desperate to go to war with these other nations. All right, we know what the scriptures already said about that. Nation shall rise against nation. There should be wars and rumors of wars. Israel is getting ready to get hot up in here. Russia and Brazil have already adapted to the new Chinese currency. So you know what this means, Israel? This means that America is on its way to being a third world country. Can't make this up, Israel. This thing came like a thief in the night, and no one is talking about it. Not even your mainstream news media is talking about it. Why? Because they are fearful. They know what's getting ready to happen. They know that once these other countries accept the Chinese currency, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. In Israel, the war that's going on right now in Ukraine, all this other stuff that's going on, this is just the small pieces that are being put in place. All right. Man, the Most High is doing some mighty things for his people. And I know that he is not done with us yet. I know that we have a very long way to go. But Israel, this is a time to be working out your faith with fear and trembling like never before. And this is where you really need to start doing some soul searching to make a decision if you're going to be all for the Most High or either you're not. All right, either you're going to keep his laws or you're not. You can't choose. You can't straddle the fence, Israel. You have to stand on every word that comes out of the mouth of Yahweh. All right? Can't be wishy-washy. You're going to have to be strong with this thing because this walk is not going to be easy and things are getting ready to get super crazy. And I mean super crazy. Now, y'all remember Muammar Gaddafi, right? Now, he was getting ready to start a currency, a united currency between other African leaders, all right? Other countries, I should say. They were getting ready to unite and have like a gold currency. Now, this is no secret, and the information is out there. But they killed them. They sabotaged them. They set him up. They sent the jackals in after him, and they made it seem like they turned his own people against him. Why? Because they claimed, the rest of the world, they claimed that he was oppressing financially. He was financially oppressing his people, when in reality, he was financially oppressing the other nations because they were getting ready to unite and come up with a gold currency that would make them independent of the American dollar. You see where this is going, Israel? And this is the same thing that China is doing. But the difference with China is that they were very skillful about it. They did something that no other country could even think about doing. And how successful that China was able to pull this off along with its allies. Now this is not good, Israel. This is pretty bad. And it's gonna get crazy. Now you may be wondering, like, okay, well, what's gonna become of America? What's gonna happen to America? Well, you know, it's still gonna operate. You probably ain't gonna notice a lot right offhand. It's gonna be a gradual fall, but you're gonna see it. Because America is getting so desperate right now. Like, America is so desperate to the point where it just can't go in and bomb China and bomb Russia. All right, we can't do that. This is not like Iraq. All right, when they went in and bombed Saddam Hussein. All right, he was a rogue country. He didn't really have no allies, and of course, he didn't have no weapons of mass destruction, so he couldn't really defend himself. So it was easy to go in and bomb Iraq and to stop him from trying to create whatever he's going to create. All right. But see, China and Russia, on the other hand, two different common enemies. You can't just go in and bomb them. You can't send the jackals in and try to turn their people against their leaders. That's not going to happen. So America right now, Israel, is between a rock and a very hard place. So the only thing that they have right now are weapons. And they can't use those either, because guess what? Other countries got weapons as well. They got nukes as well. So they really got to think about this thing. And when I say that they're in between, that they're in a rock in between a hard place, I mean, that's literally, they can't do any. It's like a stalemate. This is the first time in over 200 years that something like this has ever happened. Now, y'all remember the Great Depression of 1920, and when things were like completely berserk. Of course, none of us was alive during that time. But shortly after World War II, that's when they agreed, the Americans got with all the United Nations, they agreed that America would be the dominant dollar. It would be the main dollar. So in other words, you can go anywhere in the country and still use American money. Well, still that way now, but however, it's quickly decreasing, because once the Chinese currency, which it is already online, once it starts to spread like wildfire, guess what? The American dollar is going to diminish more and more and more. And that's why I said earlier, America is on its way to becoming a third world country. And you want to talk about patriotism. Patriotism is pretty much gone out the door, Israel. Ain't nobody trying to be patriotic anymore, because they see past the BS. They see all the foolishness that's going on. They see all the lies. Hell, even the heathens see all the lies and everything. So, the patriotism has gone out the door because there's so much division and everything. But you know what, Israel? That's a good thing, because where do we fall in this? Where does Israel collectively fall in? Because we're already at the bottom. So what do we have to lose? We know that this is not our kingdom. So it doesn't matter if it falls. All right, this is not our kingdom. We shouldn't be trying to race to get rich in this kingdom. We shouldn't be trying to live luxurious, beyond measure in this kingdom. Now, I'm not saying that you can't live or have nice things, but Israel, we should not be trying to live like our enemies. All right, we shouldn't even be comfortable in this captivity. You should be so angry. You should be so just distraught at the sight of what's going on, Israel. The fact that we're under the foot of our enemies. Like the scripture says, we would be collectively, we would be the tail and not the head. So we should be rejoicing, Israel. We should be rejoicing when we see things like this. We should be praising the Most High that He still loves His people, and that His covenant with His people has not been broken, even though we are a stiff-necked and wicked people. But the Most High has kept His promise, Israel. He would never break His promise. He said that His seed will last forever. All right. Yeah, we got to go through some stuff. We got to go through some agony and everything. But his seed will last forever. And nothing can break that. It's just that Israel, we got to get on board. We got to stop all this foolishness. We got to get into these laws, commandments, and statutes, because the more we get into these laws, commandments, and statutes and keep these laws with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength, well, guess what? We're going to see more of these destructions. We're going to see more of these storms that are happening. We're going to see more of devastation. This is what the heathens don't want. They love this world. This is their world, Israel. What business do you have in this world? You want to live here forever? You want the qualities and the richness of this world, Israel? Where a storm can come down and tear your stuff up in a heartbeat. Is that what you want? You want this? You want this world? Now you can have it, not me. Let's look at Baruch chapter 2 and starting with verse 13. It says, "Let your wrath turn from us, for we are but a few left among the heathen." You hear that, Israel? We are a few left among the heathen, where you have scattered us. We know that we are scattered to the four corners of the earth. Hollywood knows that we're scattered to the four corners of the earth. These elites know that we are scattered to the four corners of the earth because they know who we are. They love to mock us in their Hollywood movies. This is straight up facts, Israel. Verse 14. "Hear our prayers, O Yahweh, and our petitions, and deliver us for your own sake, and give us favor in the sight of them which have led us away." Verse 15. "That all the earth may know that ye are Yahweh, because Yasharel and his posterity is called by your name." Israel, we got to stop acting like we don't know what to do. We already know what to do. You all are grown people. Y'all know right from wrong. All right? You go on my channel, the first thing that pops up is the calendar. Get that calendar. Let's get back to keeping these laws. And if you don't agree on the same dates, and we know that everybody's, on different, timetables. But you know what, Israel? We got to keep these laws with all our hearts, mind, and soul. All right? Strength. This is the way, Israel, that we're going to bring our enemies down. This is the way that we're going to be able to come up. Collectively. We have to do it collectively, Israel. It can't be individual. It has to be collectively. All right? Because that's how the Most High saves his people. The Most High saves his people collectively. When we leave this place, we all leave it if we're still alive. All right? That's if we're still alive. So Israel, don't act like you don't know. Don't act like you don't know what to do. We already know what to do. It's time to get busy. We got to get out of this lethargic mindset. Always wanting somebody to do for us. Got to stop that stuff. All right? And we already see what's going on. You better start planning. And if you got, all praises to the Most High, if you got property and, you're able to plant your own food and everything, that is a blessing. That is a blessing if you have that ability to do that. Because I'm telling you, things are getting ready to get crazy. Now, no one knows the day or the hour, Israel. All right, we're still a long ways off. There's still a lot of things that have to be fulfilled. But the things that are coming on this earth, Israel, a lot of our people are not going to be ready for it. A lot of our people are not going to be prepared for it. And a lot of our people are not going to be able to endure what's coming. And that's why the word says endure to the end. All right. When America begins to fall like this, Israel, it's going to be all kinds of domino effects that's going to happen within this country. And I'm talking about major domino effects. And these bank closure is just the least of people's worries. All right. So don't get attached to this money. Don't get attached to this world. Don't get attached to these material things. Because that stuff will cause you to be lost, Israel. What is our main source? When our people were out in the wilderness, how did the Most High take care of us? We didn't even have to go hunt. Our forefathers didn't have to go hunt. The food came to them. The food was rained down to them. They didn't have to lift one finger, only just to gather it up during the 6 days And then on the Friday, gather a double portion because they couldn't gather anything on the Shabbat. You see how easy it is, Israel, when we obey the laws, when we obey the commandments. We were a people where the Most High always fought for us. The Most High has always fought for us, all right? There hasn't been a time where throughout history of the Torah where the Most High did not fight for us. He always fought for us. He always fought for his people. You got to realize that. We just have to come out of wickedness. We have to come out of this crazy, this lasciviousness, this earthly, all this stuff, Israel, that's just been bogging our people down. Got to get rid of it. You're going to have to cut some ties. You may have to cut ties with family members in order to save your own salvation. It's that serious. And the longer you wait, Israel, the harder it's going to be. So Israel, look what's going on. The biggest thing in history has happened since World War II, and that is the Chinese currency is now the world dominant currency. And of course, America is not going to admit it. They're not going to come out and say, hey, look, by the way, China is the new superpower now. Oh, you think they're going to come out and say that? And the only thing that's stopping us from going to war right now is the fact that the U.S. knows and the government knows that they have a hell of a match in front of them. I mean, it's easy. It's easy to take on countries that don't have anything. It's easy to go bomb countries that don't have nothing. It's easy to take on countries that can't fight back. But you pick on countries that can fight back and match your power, strength from strength, strength for strength. Oh, Houston, we got a problem. It was a huge problem. Oh, but that's just the least of it, Zion, Israel. You got the Most High sitting on the throne right now as we speak, above the firmament, pulling all the strings. He's putting all the pieces together. Israel, you cannot deny the power of our mighty Abba. You cannot deny the power. All this stuff that's happening in Israel with the storms and increasing devastations. And I've seen whole towns wiped completely off the map with just tornadoes alone. That's just tornadoes. That's not including hurricanes and all this other stuff, earthquakes, fires, and all the other destruction that are increasing. Tornadoes, Israel, destroying whole towns, like flatten them out, like you look at some of these towns like an atomic bomb at those places. And that's just like light. That's only a smidget what the Most High is getting ready to do. Yeah, Israel, all hell is breaking loose. So while everybody was distracted, paying attention to all this other foolishness, Chinese done slipped a quick one on everybody. Yep. And now the Chinese currency, the yuan, has become the #1 currency. Yep. And these heathens are scared as hell. They are terrified, Israel. And you know, the scriptures already says that their hearts will fear them for fear. All right. And you know, I don't even got to go through all the stuff that we had to go through. Israel, you already know. We already know that the Most High only meant to punish us a little, as it says in Zechariah 1:15. But the heathens forwarded the affliction. So don't worry, Israel. If you think that they're gonna get off scot-free, they're not. They're not. Not even the dead ones. Not even the ones they thought they got off. The ones during slavery where they had slaves all their lives and then they died, and whatever, how they died and everything, drinking Kool-Aid and watching black folks slave for them, watching Israel slave for them. Everybody is going to be accounted at the judgment, Israel. Everyone. Better believe that. And you know what? The wrongs have not been righted up. And the Most High does not forget. He does not forget. Just remember that. His vengeance is coming. And he will avenge his people. And we're starting to see the beginning stages of this avenging Israel. So sit back, get ready, or I should say, stay out of the Most High's way. But at the same time, start keeping these laws, commandments, and statutes, Israel. The more we get back to our own heritage, the more destruction, the more devastation, and the more fearful these heathens are going to be, because they're already trying to stop us from awakening. They're trying so hard to the point where they can't even stand it no more. They don't even know what else to do anymore. They're out of answers, Israel. They are out of answers. They have no idea what to do anymore, because they thought this thing was going to be a fly-by-night. And with our own eyes, just like Psalm says, 1,000 shall fall by our side, but it shall not come nigh thee. Remember that, Israel. I'll leave you with those powerful words of our mighty Abba. Shalom, and stay strong.